It's Thursday. Okay, I have to admit, today is not really Thursday. I'm recording this earlier in the week. This week is going to be, next really week and a half, 2 weeks is going to be tough and frenetic for Janet and myself. Um, you're watching this on Thursday, so yesterday we left for my parents. Today is the day of my dad's funeral. Um, So and then we're going to stay with my mom for a while. So it's going to be an emotional time. I said this before, and I want to say it again. From the bottom of my heart, I can't express enough how much your words and your gestures of support and your kindness and compassion have just meant the world to me. Many of you have had significant losses. I've had previous significant losses, and to know that you're being lifted up and supported during this time um, is words can't express how much that means. So, I will be out this Sunday, and I'll be out the next Sunday too. But we've got two great preachers lined up, so you're in for a treat. I was listening to a podcast this morning. You know me; I listen to about 11 billion podcasts a week. In fact, they'll see me walk around the building, just catching 10 minutes of podcast, 15 minutes of podcast while I'm just kind of stretching my legs. I was listening to one this morning that really stretched me, and I still don't know what to do with it, but it created something inside of me that I think is important, that I knew was there, but I'm feeling in a different way this morning. The podcast that I listened to was talking about poverty and different ways to deal with the issue of people just being under resourced, being pushed to the margins, and how this government over how the U.S. over 30, 20, 50 years has tried to address the issue of poverty. And there were some things that were shared that pushed against my preconceived notions on how to deal with poverty. Now, I could have taken the easy way out and just dismissed them or explained them away, going like, well, this is how I understand it, and this is how it is, and used my own base political perspective, philosophy, and understanding to kind of push away conflicting information. And this is what you're seeing in our society today, is because I align myself with this particular party. I'm progressive. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm moderate Democrat. I'm a moderate Republican. That comes with it is a whole body of perspectives, beliefs, values that just come pre-assembled, and you have to adopt the whole thing. And you can venture a little bit, but you really don't want to stray too far from how you identify yourself, because we see what happens when you take a specific position outside of your specific group, which is hugely unfortunate. Not only on a society level, I believe, because that's how we become polarized, is we just adopt all of the positions in our group. But I think it hurts us more internally because we don't allow ourselves to really do the work of going, okay, I heard something that was the opposite or disagreed with a position I thought I had, and I've got to now do something with it. And that's where I am today. There's a pastor who likes to say this: pay attention to the tension. And that is when you feel this little thing going on inside of you that, even though you identify as this, I am a Republican or I am a Democrat, but you hear contrary information, that we can be open enough to go like, even though I identify myself with this, here's a piece of information that I could just dismiss, but I'm going to really chew on it a while. This is my whole view of Scripture. Rather than using our framework and dropping it on top of how we read a scriptural passage, that we let that dissonance, that little bit of tension inside of us kind of sit there, and we go, okay, what is it inside of me that I thought was true, that I thought was a belief, probably isn't so. So I'm doing that the rest of the day. Here is something that I consider a reliable, valid source of information that's got to speak into what I thought was true and what I was right. That is what I believe is the role of Scripture and the role of the church. That we hold on to our understanding and our assumptions loosely because we know that they're ours, and we're always open to something speaking into it. Doesn't mean we adopt it. We can pull it in and go like, nope, it's not true, and throw it away. But at least we took it seriously. So let me give you a challenge this week. You're going to hear some things that conflict with what you think is true or what you believe or what you hold on to. Some of them are ridiculous. You can just throw them away. Some of them should require you to kind of dwell on it for a while. And I want to encourage you to do that. Hold two things. I talked about this before in tension that may not fit together. And then do the work of examining if that's something that's really possible or not. That's all I have. You have a guest preacher this Sunday. We have our open house for the Exceptional Way. I really want to encourage you to go down there and just walk through and see the wonderful programming and ministry that this place provides, and to kind of show our support as NCC for this great opportunity. We're still collecting for the Warming Center, Assessment Center. Man Cave painted there earlier this week. And then you will hear more about Burwell too and the Giving House as we get closer to Christmas. Mark your calendar, November 6th, Chili Cook-Off Churchwide Fellowship. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you for thinking and praying for Janet and myself. Have a great week, and we'll see each other again. Take care.